Hey vinyl community, today I'm gonna try something completely different. I've never done an album review, but today my copy of the new Overkill album Scorched arrived. And let's talk about this a little bit. I've listened to it a couple of times over the day, and on the fourth or fifth time I listened to it, I made a couple of notes. So therefore I'm wearing my glasses. I hope I can read my own writing. So let's try this and see if my English is good enough for something like that. Cheers. So the album is Scorched. The CD version came out last Friday. I guess it was the 14th, and the vinyl is set for release on Friday 21st. But my copy arrived, and I know a friend of Canada received his copy yesterday. So the album contains 10 tracks. This is how it looks. I think it looks great, but let's talk about that in a minute. They could have used the fold out for something different, but it is what it is. It looks great. It comes with a nice booklet with the lyrics, band shots, no, some more lyrics and liner notes and thanks list. So, excuse me for reading that from my papers. My copy just came on a black wax. The centering on both records look the same, so this is a double LP. There we go. Like I said, I spun this a couple of times today. And now to some facts. The album is produced by Overkill themselves, so they had the main say in the production. It is mixed by Colin Richardson and Chris Clancy. Of course, we know Colin Richardson, who did some work for them in the past, and Chris Clancy. I didn't look it up, that never came across. I didn't have that guy on my radar. So it's got a cool sound, it's got a very modern sound, but I like it although it's modern. It's clear, but it's heavy, and you can hear everything. And strange enough, the modern production sounds pretty natural. So I like that. The cover artwork is done by Travis Smith. Is it a typical Travis Smith artwork? For Overkill it is. Normally he does a little bit of different work. The album's got 10 songs. It's just a little bit over 50 minutes long, but we have a double vinyl with 4 sides. So if you do your math, not if you do your meth, if you do your math, that's 12.5 minutes per side, round about 12.5 minutes. Did we really need 4 sides on that one? I don't think so. No, okay, it is what it is. Blitz sounds awesome on that album. Great work for an old man. Sorry for that. And it's got awesome solos by Dave Linsk throughout the whole album. So Dave Linsk did perfect work. Let's go for the songs. It starts off with Scorched, the title track and the opening of the album. It's a little bit of a different start for an Overkill album because we got some guitar tapping in the beginning, and it's a mix between a little bit of mid-tempo and up-tempo, so a different start for an Overkill album. Excuse me. I like it. I like the track, but it really gets great when the Black Sabbath breakdown starts. So they are, as we all know, Overkill is pretty much influenced by Black Sabbath, as we can hear on the album I Hear Black. And they are digging that influence out a little bit more on this album. So at least that's my feeling from the couple of listens I did. The next track is Going Home. What came to my mind is it's modern Metallica songwriting. But that's not meant in a bad way, because Metallica know what they are doing when writing songs. So it's very concise. But I like the song, but we have a little bit of a problem here. So this is not a cheap record to buy. It's 30 plus euros. And if you try to read along with the lyrics, there you go. It says rise, and there should be another whole verse that is simply missing in the booklet. So the editor has not done his work. It's as simple as that. Next up on the album is The Surgeon. That was the very first single of the album. I listened to maybe, I don't know, a couple of seconds when it came out, but I don't like to pre-listen to an album before I get it on vinyl. It's a typical, fantastic Overkill song. Let me say that. Again, from that couple of spins that it has on my turntable. It's the first single, like I said, and I understand why it is. And it has another very, very cool breakdown section. Next one is Twist of the Wick. This one has modern Slayer songwriting, like Slayer did on their last two albums. So it has a great, great vocal performance, including a very, very melodic bridge, which I quite like. And the breakdown or midsection is very pastoral or gothic, which I like as well. Perfect song. The next one is Wicked Place. The first thing I wrote down is rock and roll. It's a typical Overkill mid-tempo. Another great song. Won't Be Coming Back. At the moment, this is my favorite song on the album. The first thing I wrote down on that in capital letters is metal. It sounds like metal. It's not thrash, it's not speed metal, it's just a metal riff. It reminds me a bit of the song Overkill from Feel the Fire, so the first part of the Overkill saga. A little bit like that, not similar, but it reminds me of that. Um, the songwriting is old school, feel the fire, and we hear a melodic blitz. Haven't heard that in a while, so great, great song. If you want to check out some new Overkill and you are not too familiar with the band, won't be excuse me, very professional indeed. Um, won't be coming back is the one to check out. Next on the list is a song called Fever. It has a mellow start, so some clean guitars, melodic singing. Then when mm, the distorted part starts, you can hear it's tuned down. It has some kind of from the underground and below feeling, but this song it adds to the variety of the album. And during the song, another Black Sabbath breakdown could be heard. Can be heard. The next song is Harder They Fall. This is a fast one, a little bit like Bring Me the Night, another great song. A typical Overkill up-tempo song. It's very memorable. My number 2 so far. So, Harder They Fall. Great song. Know Her Name is an up-tempo groover. It's a little bit generic. It reminds of the 2000s Overkill period, which I quite like because I like everything Overkill did. But it's my least favorite on the album, as far as I've heard. Now, again, some things, Blitz things that were not written down in the lyric sheet. Yeah. Missing lyrics in booklets. I can't stand that. The last song on the album is Bag of Bones. It has simple songwriting. It has a rock and roll chorus. It's an unusual ending for an Overkill album because it's not a punk song and it's not an epic. It's just not the best closer for the album. So that's it. Let's see what the future brings for the album Scorched. I think I have to listen to that 20 more times to really get into that. But these were my first impressions. I hope you liked that video and see you with another one soon. Some more Overkill for me. This is my first beer. This is a really cheap beer. So another cheap beer for the next spin of the Overkill album. See you soon. Good night.